Shalom. I like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashemi Haushai, Bahashem Rakal Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS for the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to my Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as were the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. This is your brother Yakali from the GMS Jamaica Kingston camp, and this video is about the famine that is coming. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I'll put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. And this is given unto the prophets of Yahweh Shemeshai, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to bring prophecy unto the nation of Israel, and you other heathen, and you, not other heathen, but you heathen, okay, that these things are coming. All right, the judgments of Yahweh Shemeshai that will be coming, all right, especially in these end of days, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true, as it is said. So it shall be. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee, the unbelief that speak against thee, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I'll bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And the world is wicked because the rulers are wicked, who are these Edomites. All right, in the book of Malachi chapter 1, it says that they are the border of wickedness. And the Edomites are the so-called white people, which are really different shades of red. Okay, so the world is wicked, and Yahweh Shemeshai is going to be bringing the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And the famine is one of the more severe of the judgments that will be coming, other than the thermonuclear destruction, to be honest, because America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. All right, and in the book of Lamentations, it lets us know that in chapter 4 and verse 9, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. So it's better for you to perish by, essentially being murdered by somebody, being shot by a gun, all of those kinds of things, than be slain with hunger. For these pine away stricken through want of the fruits of the field. So it's best to go out in that kind of way than to die from famine, than to die from starvation. All right, so it is a very severe judgment that is coming from Yahweh Shemeshai, and it is coming to this world, and it is being built up right now. Okay, so here's a video from the brother GMS News Amath. Grocery prices put pressure on millions of Americans already facing food insecurity.
When Americans traditionally gather with friends and family to celebrate the bounty of food, there are still many in this country struggling to feed themselves. According to the USDA, almost 15% of families with kids in the U.S. suffer from what's known as food insecurity. As the pandemic continues and prices rise, Amna Navaz has a closer look at the toll all of this is taking on Americans.
On a recent morning in Virginia, dozens of people bundled up against the November chill to wait for a Thanksgiving turkey. The line at the Arlington Food Assistance Center was orderly and socially distanced, and in the middle was Cynthia Anthony, a 73-year-old grappling with how to make ends meet. She moved through the line,
Thank you, dear.
checked in,
You too.
greeted volunteers she's come to know.
And of course, they're going to show the Israelite woman struggling, the so-called black woman. You rarely see them show stories of so-called white people struggling, but they out there, they're struggling, all right, because we're at the end of days. And in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 30, it says that these curses shall fall on thy enemies, and the curses have been falling on Esau, Edom in these last days, man. They're feeling it. They're jobless. They're suffering from starvation. I mean, the opioid crisis, let's look at that. The birth rates are down. They're suffering, man. The curses are slowly being transferred on them, but they're gonna keep pushing this narrative upon our people, as well. But just don't be fooled is the main point here. These Edomites are suffering as well. This is the end of their kingdom. It's deteriorating, and it's their time. Okay, it's just going to take a little bit more time for it to reach to certain Edomites. You know what I'm saying?
The past year, she's been a regular visitor and collected her food items.
My food stamps is not enough to hold me throughout the month. $20 in food stamps don't get you nothing, and that's what I get.
What did $20 in food stamp get you these days?
A half a gallon of milk, a pack of hot dogs for $1.99, one loaf of bread. I might be able to get a dozen of eggs. If I don't, I get a half a dozen.
All right, Salakia, random phone call came in.
Days to go.
Anthony is not alone.
All right, and so you see that, man. At the same time, our people are truly struggling because we currently are under the curses. We've been under the curses of Yahweh Shem Shai put upon us, set as a mark upon us to identify who we are. All right, and here it is that, we out here, we telling our people, turn on to Yahweh Shem Shai, you're the Lord's holy chosen people. The kingdom of heaven is for you. Only the Israelites shall be saved. And our people, they scoff, they mock, they scorn us. They deny the word of Yahweh Shem Shai, and on top of it all, they're more concerned about the deliverance of the heathen, especially the so-called white man, more than their own people. All right, so you see, when these judgments come, you do not share a single tear for any of these people, man. Okay, this is the righteous judgment from Yahweh Shem Shai. It says in 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 22, let the multitude perish that were born in vain. Okay.
55-year-old Anna Deming started coming here after she injured her wrist and couldn't work her hotel job anymore. Here, she's able to pick up the essentials.
They give me tomato or some onion, potato. They say I don't have to buy.
And then there's...
See? They be showing our people, man. They be showing our people. First they showed the so-called black woman, Southern Kingdom Israelites. Okay? Now then they show the so-called Latino woman, all right, Northern Kingdom Israelite, and she said she had an hotel job. Of course, our people, especially the tribe of Issachar, so-called Mexicans, they be in the service industry, man, cleaning the toilets, the housekeeping, all of those kinds of things, man. And that's that name, man. Issachar means he is hired. Okay, our people, Northern Kingdom suffer. They suffer really badly as well. Okay.
23-year-old Jax Garnett, a military spouse and mom of 5.
My bad. My phone just be ringing. It be like that. It's Satan, but look, we gonna get through this.
5, who's currently looking for work.
We live on top of a Whole Foods that we can't afford to shop at. So we feel the weight of food inflation and the insecurity on us every day.
A recent survey found that the pandemic made it harder for nearly 1 out of every 3 Americans to access food. And of those who responded that they had fewer financial resources, nearly half said they were eating less.
The minimum wage is still $7.25.
Yeah, man, food inflation, and that inflation is happening out here in Jamaica as well. Let's get this next video.
Tomorrow. Don't bring 3,005 last week and bring it this week. You pick up the same thing you purchased last week. It's not going to work. It's not happening. You're not going to get half of what you buy last week, this week. Certain things that I love, I cannot buy it no more because it's too high. Even water, they have taxes on water. Every food you buy, there's tax. It triple time by your man. You can't talk. You can't talk. It's so high. That's when you're going there by your pack and up. You got to put it back. This could spell uprisings in Jamaica, especially among the poor. Something Prime Minister Andrew Holness addressed during the JLP's annual conference on Sunday.
In our recent supplementary budget, the Minister of Finance announced another initiative to support poor households with food to cushion the impact of inflation on the basket of poor households.
Inflation from October last year to this year was 8.5%, above the country's target of 4 to 6%. The price of food and non-alcoholic beverages increased by 11.8%. According to economist Ralston Hyman, most of our inflation is imported. Due to the pandemic, the economies that make up the global supply chain are still not producing at full capacity, resulting in some cargo ships disappearing.
Many ships are unable to get into the port of Los Angeles and the various ports. So they are outside waiting to get into the port with the goods and with the containers. So the production of goods itself is short. And that which is produced, they are unable to get into the ports to clear those goods. When they do get into the ports, there's a problem with truck drivers. So all those things impact on the prices of the goods and services, demand and supply.
This has created a ripple effect for manufacturers.
So the shipping costs have gone up tremendously. And a lot of the goods for raw material, for packaging, for manufacturing input are just sourced out of Asia. And so you talk about a tremendous increase in getting it here. I mean, in the case of Sepad, when I look year to date, the impact of the shipping cost increase was about 2.5 million US.
And if products are missing, distributors are...
Yes, sir. So, I mean, we in that time, man. There is at the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, that I want to go to. Here we are. 65 and verse 11. Straight to where I needed to go. That's the spirit. But ye are they that forsake the Lord Yahweh, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called ye did not answer, when I spake ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And the servants are going to eat, man. The servants of Yahweh Shemishai, and also the elect of the nation of Israel, shall be eaten in these last days and shall be protected. All right? And that's just where it's at, man. Okay? And with that, I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai, Bashim Rakal Kodesh, Wa'abad, Babal, Shalom.